Hello again. Yes, we lost to the side on the bottom of the ladder.
The curtain has now come down on Carlton's finals hopes. The first half was a shocker for the Blues.
Oh my goodness. They all jumped in on us this week. Matthew Lloyd on Access All Areas on the AFL website.
It's been a disappointing year for the Carlton Football Club in the end because I think their last couple of weeks, they scrounged the win against Sydney last week, but it's been their first quarters. It's been 8-0 over the last 2 weeks, and this against the bottom team in the competition. I thought their midfield was just destroyed by the Adelaide midfield, who's been beaten up most weeks. They were beaten up on the inside, they were beaten up on the outside, they were outworked. I reckon Andrew Russell, the fitness coach, and David Teague have to put their heads together and say, why aren't our players stimulated early in games? And why do we have so many momentum swings? Because we concede far too many goals in quick succession. And it's a disappointing way to end the year.
So some were jumping on, some were jumping off, like Tom Papley. He wanted to come to Carlton last year. It didn't work out. This year...
Last off-season, Papley wanted to be a Blue, but now he's staying put.
Oh, my goodness. So not a good week for the Blues. David Teague never seems to show any emotion. I think he's a robot, not sure. But this is some of the things he said in the press conference after that game.
The opportunity in front of us is probably not the bit that disappoints me most. It's about playing to a standard for 4 quarters, and right now we're not doing that. You give someone an inch and they turn it into scoreboard pressure very quickly. If we want to go to where we're going to go, we've got to get better. That's what the good teams do. They put 4 quarters of doing the basics really well under pressure, and right now we're not there. We've got to find a way to be more competitive. We've got to learn to be more consistent over 4 quarters. We can get better, we can improve on our kicking. So we've got to go away and work hard. We let our fans down and we've got to keep working hard. Our ability to execute for 4 quarters is not there, so we need to step that up and be more ruthless. And that's what the good teams do. They do it consistently. Still got a game this weekend and we need to go out there and play our way and use another 100 minutes to get better. I really believe in this group. I have a lot of belief in this group. We just need to continue to get better. We're not where we want to be and we want to get better. I have a lot of belief that we're going in the right direction and we'll get there. We need more players than not improving and taking us forward. And like I said earlier, I believe that we can do that.
So trying really hard to put a positive spin on it all. Was it just me too, or was one of those things in there? David Teague sounded very American.
We just need to continue to get better.
Maybe he is a bit. Also, that was Bryce Gibbs' last game. He got chaired off by Cade Simpson and Mark Murphy. Took David Teague by surprise.
Yeah, it was weird. I get it. There's a little part of me that thought, I'm not sure about this, to be honest.
And Fev on Fifi, Fev and Byron. He had this to say about that.
And to top it all off, Boxy, I nearly spewed. I was sitting there on the couch and I was like, just don't. Oh my God, they're going to do it. Bryce Gibbs is walking off the ground. Cade Simpson and Mark Murphy picked up Bryce Gibbs, who plays for Adelaide, and put him on their shoulders and carried him off.
Oh, that's lovely.
What do you mean?
So that was on Fox FM during the week. And Kane Corns, he deserves his own special introduction with the Rolling Stones. Because for Kane Corns, it's all doom and gloom. Never has anything positive to say. This is what he said about Carlton in 2021.
They look miles off it to me. I think if you're looking at their key backs next year, I think there's significant holes there. The forward line hasn't functioned. What of the ruck situation? There's probably a hole there with Cruiser going out. Is it a given that Carlton just improve next year? I'm not seeing it right now.
So, as Taylor Swift says... That was Kane Corns on SEN during the week. Also, some of the Carlton dedicated podcasts weren't too positive about us either.
It was abysmal.
It was as bad as it's been.
It was lifeless and it was arrogant. First half was an absolute joke. I can't believe it, really.
It was lifeless.
It was horrible, and it was just pathetic.
That was the Blues Footy podcast. The Navy Blue podcast also had this to say.
To be honest, that was absolute garbage. I'm absolutely ropeable. I think it was probably the angriest I've been after a loss this year.
The score does not reflect, I think, how poorly we played in that game. To only go down by 16 points, they just absolutely mopped the floor with us.
So that was some of the podcasts during the week. Somebody else said this. Oh, yeah, that was me. And Cade Simpson will play his last game this weekend. Special intro for him as well. Because Cade Simpson in 2012 took this hit from Sherrod Wellingham. So that was Sherrod Wellingham knocking out Cade Simpson, breaking his jaw. And continuing with the Rolling Stones theme, I asked Mick Jagger during the week who his favourite Carlton player was, and he said...
Simpson!
So it's Blues and the Lions this weekend. Patrick Cripps, is a bit of speculation about him playing injured. He had this to say during the week.
You want to play every game you can, so if I feel like I can play, I'll put my hand on to play every week. So, it's obviously going to be a great test. Brisbane, the Gabba, doesn't get much harder than that.
Doesn't get much harder than that, he says, but got a lot harder than that on the weekend against the bottom of the ladder side. So it's Carlton and the Lions this weekend on Saturday nights, and I say this.
Whatever.